Alright folks, welcome back to another Awaken Chaos Era video, and today we're going to be continuing the PvP series we started the previous day, and this video is going to cover the top 5 defensive heroes in PvP just now. So this is heroes to put in your arena defense, and this is all in my opinion, keep in mind, so take these videos with a grain of salt and don't base your entire profile on these sort of videos. But this definitely should give you a good indication of what you should be looking for. So without further ado, let's just get into the top 5. And this is in no particular order. This is just the 5 best in my opinion. You can decide which one ranks the best out of them all yourself. So no surprise on the list here, we've got Hakron. He's in pretty much every single arena defense you'll see out there for good reasons. And this guy's just received a nerf as well, and he's still in every single defense. So that's how good he was. He was insane before. He has had a little bit of a nerf, but to be honest, he's still absolutely amazing, and he kind of needed it because he was way too overpowered the way he was before. So obviously everyone knows what Hakron does by now, but the things that have changed to them is that the max health up now counts as a buff, so it can be stripped. And the other thing that's changed is a team-wide defense bonus equal to 20% of his character's defense rating, but it only gives it to his team, not to him. So, but to be honest, because he's got such crazy high defense anyway, it doesn't really make much of a difference. He's still a total tank. There's many ways to build Hakron for your arena defense. Revival's probably the most common one, and it's a very good build because he's just not going to take a lot of damage, and he's going to be able to keep piling stuff back. You could build him in like a dragon scale set. That's always good. He's not really a character to run in like a rebel set, so I would avoid that for him. Yeah, something like Revival, Dragon Scale, or just if you've got some really good Vanguard pieces, build like a really high defense sort of guy. You're looking for sort of 3.5, 4K if you can get it. That's where it makes it really tough to get through. I've actually built them in a completely different set, and I'm not going to say yet because I'm going to do a video in like a couple of days on it. But my guy's built completely differently to everybody else's, but I will show you how I build them then. So yeah, that's Hakron. We all know it, we all love him. He's really good. One of the coolest looking heroes in the game too. Got this big ass thing on his back, but yep, just a nightmare in defense. So also can be used definitely for offense as well if you need a sort of team to get through a really tough team and keep you surviving. So the next guy, again, no surprises here at all, is Brand. Probably like top 3 heroes in the game, this guy, arguably the best. In my opinion, he's probably the best in the game because he just fits everywhere. You know, he's so good in all areas of the game, PvE, PvP, but in this video we're covering the PvP defense aspect of him, and he is the best. He's just nuts. So he's got the S tier health, and his ability here scales off health to give shields up. So he's given shields straight off the bat, so he does something impacting the battlefield as soon as the game starts. He's able to put taunts down on his basic here, which is really clutch a lot of the time. He's able to counter-attack here and put attacks down, which is, again, super, super clutch. And this counter-attack is a 100% chance to counter-attack, which is crazy. So I guess the best ways to build him in the defense, if you can get a really solid rebel set on him, he's a monster. That's how I run him. He's really, really good in the rebel set because all these counter-attacks just give you that extra 20% chance to put a stun down, and if you get a couple of stuns in an arena defense, it's going to make it extremely difficult for them to come back from and do anything. And then on top of that, he's going to be taunting, then he's going to be putting up shields, removing negative effects, defense up, attack up 2, and this is the biggest attack up buff in the game, so it's actually really useful for offense as well. But yeah, Brand is just a monster of a hero. You definitely want to build him if you've got him. Now, obviously, we can't talk about Brand without talking about the second partner in crime to Brand, which is Mathesia. Everyone, again, knows Mathesia. You're probably beginning to see everyone will know this list because there are a fairly limited amount of heroes that get used in arena defense, but it's because they are the best by quite a bit. And Mathesia is a monster on her own, but with Brand, she's, yeah, it's really, really strong. There's been loads of videos out there, so I'm not going to go too into depth on it, but the two of them together, mainly because of this gift of life trait, all abilities of all team members recover 10% of max health if the target has a positive effect, and they're always going to have a positive effect from Bran because he's got that shield going up every turn. So yeah, like it just turns into a crazy amount of heals you get off her. She also has the only revive in the game and revives everybody. She's got a cleanse here and a heal at the same time, removes all negative effects, and she can put shields in her basic as well. She's crazy, got S tier health. You just want to build her with as much health as possible. The more health, the more healing you get, And I like to run her in Dragon Scale. I think that's probably the best set for arena defense. Now, if you are doing it at sort of high level, resistance is pretty useful too. If you can, the dream is having like a really high HP in Dragon Scale set with like 150% ish resistance, and she's going to be a nightmare to deal with because Dragon Scale, you're not going to be able to crit her, you're not going to be able to debuff her, she's going to heal everyone all the time, constantly revive. You're just going to wind up dragging the game out, and you'll probably win via lightning strikes, even if you don't have like any nukers or any damage in your team. So she's that strong. So moving on to this gentleman next. This is Corrupted Aurak. This is the only hero in this list I don't have, but I've played enough of him to know how good he is, and I know exactly how to build him already. He's just absolutely crazy. This guy is probably, yeah, Brand is maybe the best. I'd say Corrupted Aurak is probably tied with the best hero in the game for arena defense. He's that good. So he's got this crazy trait here at the start of every round. Deals true damage equal to 5% of his max health to all enemies, and it goes up to 10% below 50. So true damage means it doesn't matter about their defense, anything. It's just going to take that much health off of him, and he's got S tier health. So he's going to deal some damage. It's not like a crazy amount of damage, but it will tick away every single round. But the beauty of it is you put him in a rebel set, and all of these hits have a chance to stun them. So the amount of times I've gone in to fight a Corrupted Aurak on my offense, and as soon as it happens, he just stuns maybe two of my most important heroes, and it's game over for me before the fight's even started. So that's why he's so strong. On top of that, he's got all these damage scaling with his character's max health. So not only is he super tanky, but he deals a ton of damage as well. Again, this character scales with his max health for his ultimate, and the ultimate puts his silence down. This is a really good ability. And he's also got the special 100% damage and recovers health as well, and max health up. So it all synergizes so well. So he's actually like a damage dealer, which at first when you look at him, you think, this guy's more of a support hero, but he's a damage dealer slash stunner, which is pretty nuts. Definitely my most sought after hero in the game just now. I would 100% run him in a rebel set if you can do it. Definitely the best set to run him in, because you're going to get those stun procs off the trait here. So just before we move into the final hero, I'm going to throw in a couple of honourable mentions, and the honourable mentions are Lightwing Zachary here. A lot of people, again, will recognise this guy from the arena defense teams they're fighting. So he potentially is one of the best heroes in the game for arena defense, but he's a tad more situational. That's why he's not made the top 5 today. I know a lot of people will probably be upset with that, but he's got good stats, A attack and A tier health, and he's got this trait that 50% chance when ascended, obviously, of granting a bonus turn when taking damage. Now, if you're fighting them with someone like a Brand, you're going to lose, because Brand's going to be throwing out those counter attacks, just giving it a chance for Lightwing Zachary to keep building up those bonus turns. And it doesn't take much, because his ultimate here ignores all the enemy's defense. It cannot critical strike, but it means you can just build this guy with like no crit damage, no crit rate, and just a shit ton of attack, and he's actually going to deal a hell of a lot of damage. So he's quite an easy guy to build as well. That's the other good thing about him. Really cool kit, just some sort of damage dealing ones right here. But it's all about this trait, taking more bonus turns. I've seen this guy take like 5, 6, 7 bonus turns in a row. It's crazy, especially if people are running someone like Imogen, Brand, Edicris. Any of these heroes are terrible to use against Lightwing Zachary. So again, he's not in the top 5 because you can play around him, and if you know how to play around him, he's fairly easy to kill. Like if I see him on arena defense, I usually fight Lightwing Zachary teams because I know how to beat him and it's fairly easy. But if you catch someone unaware, then you're definitely going to win the fight. So he is very, very good. Now, the next honourable mention here is the good old Godfrey, another character I would quite like to get and I don't have in the game. He's kind of in the same boat as Lightwing Zachary for me. He's very, very good. And yeah, he's got this trait here that deals 80% damage to the enemy recipient of a positive effect, with a 100% chance of extending the cooldown of the target's ultimate ability by 1 turn. So any of them put up a positive effect on themselves, i.e. Brand puts up a shield on everyone, you extend the cooldown of their ultimate ability. But not only that, even if someone comes in with Windstrex, puts up the 2 buffs from her, that's going to trigger this too. So he is very, very good, but again, can work around him if you know what you're doing. I mean, you could just literally stick in like Lunar Malaysia, who will just taunt everyone, not put up any buffs, and then just put like 3 nukers and you'll probably kill them. So there are ways to deal with him, but again, he's a situational guy and he's very good in the right situation. So that's why he's an honorable mention. And this here is Sylan. She is my number 5 pick for the best defensive heroes in the game for PvP right now. Now, a few people probably wouldn't put her in there, but I honestly think she is that good. And you'll see her in a lot of the top teams recently. She's incredibly good. One of the most annoying traits in the game is this Sand Spirit Protector. It's just got a 35% chance of nullifying any damage taken by a team member. Grants immunity to disguise. You don't need to worry about that. That's from like an effect from another hero. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy, this ability. The amount of times this has come in clutch. You know, I've gone in with, like, say, my Garel with his ultimate up to kill their Mathesia, and boom, this triggers, and then it's game over for you. And 35% chance is a good chance. You know, it's basically just better than 1 in 3, so it's still a very, very good chance. Same as Curse Set. So yeah, it's really, really strong, that. But not only that, you stick her in a Rebel set too, she's putting down a guaranteed stun on one person, accuracy down on everybody else, which means they're not going to be able to land their debuffs. And it's an AoE, so she can stun loads of people there. She's also got a really good special here that puts defense up. She just does so much, honestly. It's worth reading through her kit properly. Attack down as well on this one. She's just the jack of all trades in terms of an arena support. I think when she was released, I did a video and I did say I think she'll be one of the best heroes in the game for this sort of role. And yeah, it's kind of turned out that way. A lot of the top players in the game, you'll see in their defenses, they'll have a silent in there because she is that good. And this trait here is just so clutch, especially in a game where the fights last a bit longer. I remember playing Raid, and within Raid, you could build teams that would just basically kill any sort of team right off the bat. So they're like 5-10 second fights. But Awaken's not really like that. The fights are quite a bit longer, especially with like Brand and Mathesia and stuff on defense. So anyone that's going to have more of a chance to trigger things like this is just crazy. And on defense, it's perfect because you want to kind of wait it out and get to the point where the lightning's coming down and just kill them that way. So yeah, she is my number 5 pick. And let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about this top 5. If you would change any, if you would add any other heroes in there. And stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be the damage dealers next, so I'll be trying to do that tomorrow. And that's it, guys. Have a great day. Peace.